Good morning, everyone. We will start the opening ceremony, so if you could all take a seat. Okay, good morning again, and welcome to Casablanca, a beautiful city that we all fall in love with, so I hope that you all fall in love with it as much as we do. Today we will start our opening ceremony, and I welcome you. My name is Latifa Shrah, a PhD student at the Hassan II University of Casablanca. We start this opening ceremony by Professor Hussein Azdouk, the president of Hassan II University of Casablanca, followed by Professor Stéphane Lang, followed by Professor Estelle Doudet, Research Council Chair, and lastly, Professor Mustafa Al-Khidr, Vice President for Research and Partnerships. Following the opening, we will move directly to our first plenary session, introduced by Emeritus Professor Professor Abdelmajid Bouzian. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. Yes.
Monsieur le secrétaire général de l'Alliance CIVIS, Mesdames et Messieurs les présidents, responsables de comité, de structures dirigeantes de CIVIS, Monsieur le recteur, vice-recteur, vice-président des universités partenaires, Messieurs les doyens et directeurs des établissements qui relèvent de l'université Hassan II de Casablanca, chers collègues, professeurs, chères doctorantes, chers doctorants, honorable assistance. Au nom de l'université Hassan II de Casablanca, j'ai l'honneur de vous accueillir et de vous souhaiter la bienvenue au Maroc, à Casablanca et à l'université Hassan II de Casablanca à l'occasion de ce forum euro-africain CIVIS pour la recherche et l'éducation. Votre présence, vous qui êtes venus d'Afrique et d'Europe, témoigne de l'importance stratégique de ce moment. Elle confirme surtout une conviction forte que devant la complexité des échanges globaux, des challenges globaux, les solutions doivent se co-construire à travers l'éducation, la recherche et l'innovation, avec un préalable fondamental de dialogue, de coopération entre les différents pays et continents. C'est précisément dans cet esprit de vertu et de collaboration que s'inscrit la vision stratégique de notre université Hassan II de Casablanca. Notre université figure parmi les plus importantes du Maroc, entre parenthèses, c'est la deuxième université publique moderne qui a été créée au Maroc, après la première, celle de Rabat. Elle accueille près de 140 000 étudiants inscrits dans ces 18 établissements, facultés et écoles supérieures, à travers ces 5 pôles qui couvrent le territoire du Grand Casablanca. En matière de recherche, l'UH2C, c'est-à-dire l'Université Hassan II de Casablanca, s'appuie sur un réseau dense de structures de recherche de qualité qui est composé de 100 laboratoires regroupés en 10 centres thématiques de recherche et d'innovation. Et d'ailleurs, je profite de l'occasion pour remercier les membres du réseau de l'Alliance CIVIS qui ont participé tout récemment à l'évaluation de ces centres thématiques de recherche et d'innovation. Notre université compte aussi une cité d'innovation et de transfert de technologie qui constitue son outil stratégique en matière d'innovation et de transfert de technologie. Il compte 5 plateformes technologiques équipées. Nous sommes dans la phase en cours de réception de matériel scientifique de pointe sur le budget de l'université et avec, je le remercie d'ailleurs, le soutien de la région de Casablanca-Stade. Cette institution porte l'ambition de servir les chercheurs et les doctorants en sciences et techniques et devenir un pôle majeur de production de savoir, d'innovation et de formation. Aussi, assurer la formation des étudiants en entrepreneuriat industriel et technique, ce qui constitue, en plus de cette cité, constitue un pont avec les partenaires industriels et les entreprises au niveau régional et national. Mais au-delà de ces chiffres, notre université porte une ambition claire, être une université ouverte, inclusive, engagée et pleinement connectée aux dynamiques internationales au service de la société. C'est dans cette dynamique que s'inscrit l'engagement de notre université au sein de l'Alliance CIVIS, dont elle est aujourd'hui un membre associé africain, contribuant activement aux multiples activités de réseau et participant au renforcement du dialogue académique entre l'Afrique et l'Europe. D'ailleurs, pour nous, l'Alliance CIVIS représente bien plus qu'un réseau. C'est un espace structurant de co-construction académique entre l'Afrique et l'Europe. Notre engagement s'est déployé concrètement à travers la participation au CIVIS Hub dédié aux grands défis sociétaux, la contribution aux mobilités sous différentes formes, Blended Inclusive Programs, BIP par exemple, ou autres formes financées par Erasmus+, ainsi que l'accès à des financements collaboratifs favorisant l'émergence de projets conjoints. Cet ancrage dans CIVIS s'inscrit dans une stratégie plus large d'internationalisation. L'Université Hassan de Casablanca est en effet fortement engagée dans des programmes internationaux structurants, notamment à travers des projets de renforcement des capacités, CBHAE, à l'instar de Parti CIVIS, récemment accepté et dédié à la participation citoyenne et à l'engagement des communautés, ainsi que dans les actions Jean Monnet à travers Polycivis, consacré à l'analyse des dynamiques de polycrise et au renforcement du dialogue euro-africain, en plus d'autres projets, évidemment. L'Université Hassan de Casablanca participe également à des programmes de recherche et d'innovation d'envergure, notamment dans le cadre d'Horizon Europe et de partenariats euro-méditerranéens, autour d'enjeux stratégiques tels que la transition énergétique, l'innovation industrielle ou encore la sécurité alimentaire. Notre université recense une 50aine d'actions et de projets CIVIS auxquels nous participons depuis, j'allais dire récemment, en 2023. Cela inclut des projets BIP, des projets financés par des fonds d'amorçage, des programmes de master et de doctorat et des projets plus importants financés par des tiers comme Polycivis. Par ailleurs, notre université mène actuellement 4 projets bilatéraux avec d'autres membres de l'Alliance CIVIS et a conclu des accords Erasmus avec plusieurs universités de l'Union européenne. À travers l'ensemble de ces dispositifs, le H2C confirme une stratégie d'internationalisation fondée sur la circulation des connaissances, l'interdisciplinarité, le renforcement des capacités institutionnelles et la construction de partenariats équilibrés et durables. Elle se positionne ainsi comme une véritable plateforme de coproduction scientifique entre l'Afrique et l'Europe. Cette dynamique s'inscrit pleinement dans le rôle du Maroc en tant que pont stratégique entre les deux continents, un espace de convergence, de dialogue et d'interconnexion des savoirs, engagé dans la promotion d'une coopération scientifique plus équitable, inclusive et orientée vers l'impact. En tant qu'université hôte de ce premier forum CIVIS euro-africain, l'université Hassan II de Casablanca mesure pleinement la responsabilité qui lui incombe, celle de créer les conditions d'un dialogue fécond, d'encourager la co-création et de contribuer à faire émerger des collaborations durables entre nos différentes institutions. Le thème, comme vous le savez, de cette édition, des défis communs aux solutions conjointes, nous invite à changer peut-être de perspective. Il ne s'agit plus seulement de constater que nos défis sont communs et complexes et qu'ils exigent des réponses multidisciplinaires et multiculturelles, qu'il s'agisse des changements climatiques, des inégalités sociales, des transformations numériques ou encore des enjeux de santé globale, mais bien de construire ensemble des réponses collectives, ancrées dans nos réalités respectives et enrichies par la diversité de nos approches. Ce passage des défis aux solutions suppose une transformation profonde de nos manières peut-être de penser, en favorisant l'interdisciplinarité, en décloisant les savoirs et en renforçant les liens entre recherche, innovation, formation et société. L'université, aujourd'hui, plus que jamais, doit être un espace ouvert, un lieu d'expérimentation et un moteur d'innovation au service du bien commun. Dans cette dynamique, la Charte africaine pour des collaborations de recherche transformatrices constitue un jalon majeur dont la signature solennelle lors de ce forum marquera une étape importante dans la construction de partenariats scientifiques plus équitables et transformateurs. Cette charte, élaborée conjointement par des institutions majeures de l'enseignement supérieur et de la recherche en Afrique, cette charte, une ambition forte, porte une ambition forte, soutenir et renforcer la contribution de l'Afrique à la production du savoir scientifique à l'échelle mondiale. Il propose des principes et des orientations visant à promouvoir des collaborations plus équitables, plus inclusives et véritablement transformatrices. Son objectif est clair, contribuer à une science universelle, plus juste et plus riche, dans laquelle l'Afrique occupe pleinement la place qui lui revient dans les sciences, les humanités, les arts, comme dans les disciplines technologiques. Cette charte s'inscrit dans la continuité des grandes références internationales en matière de sciences ouvertes, notamment le cadre de l'UNESCO 2022, ainsi que des initiatives majeures visant à promouvoir l'équité dans les partenariats de recherche pour des collaborations équilibrées. D'ailleurs, nous nous félicitons en tant qu'Université Hassan II de Casablanca d'avoir décroché une chaire UNESCO 2026 intitulée « Diaspora et transformation des savoirs pour l'avenir de l'Afrique », dont l'objectif est la création des réseaux entre communautés de savoir et de recherche susceptibles de contribuer aux réflexions sur le développement durable de notre cher continent. Mesdames et messieurs, le Forum CIVIS que nous inaugurons aujourd'hui se veut être un espace vivant de mise en œuvre de ses objectifs et ses missions. Il incarne cette ambition de renouveler les formes de coopération scientifique et de faire émerger des projets interdisciplinaires porteurs de solutions concrètes. Notre souhait est clair, faire de ce forum un rendez-vous pour la création de nouveaux projets de recherche conjoints, le développement de formations innovantes, le renforcement des mobilités académiques et la consolidation des réseaux durables Afrique-Europe. Mais plus profondément, nous aspirons à contribuer à faire émerger une communauté académique intercontinentale, capable de penser et d'agir collectivement face aux défis globaux. Mesdames et messieurs, avant de conclure, permettez-moi d'exprimer mes remerciements les plus sincères à l'ensemble des équipes qui ont contribué à l'organisation de ce forum. Je salue tout particulièrement les équipes de l'Université Hassan de Casablanca, nos partenaires de l'Alliance CIVIS, nos sponsors, ainsi que toutes les personnes et institutions qui ont œuvré, chacun à leur niveau, à la réussite de cet événement. Leur engagement, leur professionnalisme et leur dévouement ont permis de concrétiser ce moment important de rencontres et d'échanges. En accueillant ce premier forum africain CIVIS, l'Université Hassan de Casablanca réaffirme son engagement en faveur d'une science ouverte, collaborative et au service de la société. Nous sommes convaincus que c'est dans la rencontre entre nos perspectives, dans la reconnaissance de nos complémentarités et dans la co-construction de solutions que réside l'avenir de nos universités. Je vous souhaite à toutes et à tous des échanges riches, inspirants et porteurs d'avenir. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Professor. Now we move to a speech by Professor Stefan Lang, Civil Secretary General. Thank you.
Yeah, dear President, dear Vice President, dear Chair of the Research Council, dear CIVIS community, it's absolutely amazing to see a crowded house here. We know many had difficulties, actually also delays in the travels and so on and so forth. But I think, well, the picture, if you don't believe, just swap with me the position, and it's absolutely amazing that the room is full. Even so, there may be some empty seats, so if anyone needs to stand or sit on the floor, just let them in. So very warm welcome also from my side as the academic chair for this conference. I'm very, very proud to be that, to have that role. It is the first CIVIS Forum, and I think the President, you said everything that actually set the broader scene. I just wanted to add a few, let's say, more not personal, but from an organizational point of view and from the point of view of driving this idea and put it into action. And of course, we have been a large team in doing that. So why forum? Forum, the Latin word for marketplace. It's a marketplace, to some degree, a bazaar. And it's not a specialized shop, We are so many disciplines here in CIVIS. We are comprehensive universities. It's probably the most challenging task to shape a conference under a certain title and with a certain scope when you have 17 comprehensive universities with about nearly 100,000 academic staff, more than 700,000 students involved. So it's really amazing. It's this intercontinental bridge that we are building with that. So we need to be comprehensive, and you will see it in the program. But what actually unites us is the way how we approach it. It's not that we're saying, okay, let's put more emphasis on natural science or on social science. I mean, this is that is, I think, the idea of working in a transdisciplinary way, that we are doing things together and in a complementary way, and everyone is providing his or her perspective. So with this marketplace, I think, or with this forum, and we deliberately, of course, called it first CIVIS Forum, because first we were thinking, while we're looking at the agenda of the CIVIS program, and we say, okay, we should organize a conference. But why not calling it the first, the first conference, and in order to set the scene and also the ambition to start a series of conferences. So therefore, I think I'm very important that we inaugurated this this conference here. Several insights from the, let's say, the work, the preparatory work that we are engaging, and I say thank you to everyone who's been involved. There will be more gratitude speeches towards the end of the agenda. But we had a very, let's say, engaged scientific board, and we tried actually to bring all these various disciplines, perspectives in a coherent program. Again, I think the format encourages interdisciplinary perspectives, even transdisciplinary ones, in a transcontinental approach, and there is a difference between the word inter and trans, as you know. I mean, trans means we are emerging. There is sort of a new emerging quality in this collaboration, be it in transdisciplinarity or in transcontinental approaches. So with all our different backgrounds and all our different traditions, I think we can actually make a significant contribution here to the global challenges in our dialogue, basically. And this is what we would like to also reflect in our formats, so we have tandem talks, and we have these panel discussions, and we have a wonderful poster session out there. So tandem talks are delivered together. We encourage you really to engage and position your different and maybe opposing viewpoints, but then coming into, let's say, a coherent view in the end, because of course this is what we need to practice, I think, a little bit more in science also. The other format is the panels, and we would like to show several best practice instances of solid research around given framework topic that is presented in this panel. It's quite diverse. We have different cultural backgrounds, and we have different, of course, approaches to science, if you wish. But in the end, I mean, this is the idea, to have that coherent picture. I'm tempted to say like a mosaic, with different contributing stones, to have that kind of comprehensive in the view in the end. And that, of course, should bring us one step ahead. So let's try to demonstrate what we can achieve together. These days, I think we are all equal in our endeavor to strive for the better. The more experienced will guide the younger ones. We are not only intercontinental, but we are also intergenerational, if you wish, also in terms of academic age. The young ones will hopefully inspire the old ones, and vice versa. We share enthusiasm. We have a journey to go together, a very exciting one. So this is the moment when we spark new ideas, exactly here in Casablanca. And I took a little time yesterday to walk the city. I felt really well embedded, I walked to the cathedral, and then I walked to the mosque, and they're competing with each other in beauty. But altogether, of course, it's not the idea to say what is more beautiful and what more speaks to the heart. But these two emblematic buildings together, I think this is wonderful. And at the same time, time-wise, we know we're just between Eid and Easter, and that is also something. The momentum of this sort of bridging time is I think, very, very symbolic to our wonderful conference here. So this is where and why we launch it today, our first African-European CIVIS Forum for Research and Education. We share common challenges. Let's find joint solutions and shape together our future path in societal action. I think we are all worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. We now move to Professor CIVIS Research Council Chair.
Thank you. Salam alaikum. Distinguished President of Hassan II University of Casablanca, dear Vice President, esteemed colleagues, partners, and members of the CIVIS community, ladies and gentlemen. Traveling. It leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. I will try not to remain speechless before you, but I borrow these words attributed to a great Moroccan figure, first to express my sincere gratitude to our Moroccan hosts for their warm welcome and outstanding organization. Merci infiniment, Monsieur le Président, merci Monsieur le Vice-président et toute la communauté de l'Université Hassan II de Casablanca pour votre magnifique accueil. I would also like to thank the Secretary General here and the CIVIS coordination team for their commitment and hard work, which made this first international forum possible. And now that I have caught my breath, let me briefly tell you a story, if I am allowed by this very...
You can use it.
Okay. Sorry, I have an hostile microphone here. Êtes-vous prêts pour une petite histoire? Yes, you are. Okay, so this story begins almost exactly 700 years ago in 3026, not far from here, from Casablanca in Tangier. And it is a story of a journey and of a traveler. A journey that would last 30 years and extend over 120,000 kilometers, a traveler known today by scholars everywhere, I hope, and whose name resonates far beyond our circles, reaching the broader public, the Moroccan Ibn Battuta, undoubtedly one of the greatest travelers in the history of our continents. Setting out from North Africa to perform the pilgrimage to Mecca, Ibn Battuta recounted his discovery of the great metropolises of the Near East and their urban challenges, the agricultural techniques of the Indus Valley, the technical innovations of the learned men of China, the political relations between Kingdom of Central Africa, the commercial networks along the European shores of the Mediterranean at a time when from Italy, another traveler with insatiable curiosity, Marco Polo, and this is a little tribute to our Italian friends here, was also exploring the world. For both Polo and Ibn Battuta, traveling was not merely seeing the world. It is seeking to understand how other people live, how they care for their sick, how they educate their children, organize their cities, and honor their scholars. And in all the stories told by Ibn Battuta, one theme appears again and again. Our hero meets groups of scholars and engages with them to gather as much information as possible, to test hypotheses and interpretation, to benefit from feedback. In short, they organize scientific gathering, much like the one we will hold together over the next 3 days. We too, on a not too distant day in November 2023, decided to formally integrate research in the activity of CIVIS, and look how far we have already come. As a professor of medieval studies in my Swiss university, I teach my students the lessons of Ibn Battuta, who wrote, "I resolved never to turn back as long as there remained a country I had not visited." This determination is that of researchers, always moving forward, crossing the frontiers of the known, Science advances thanks to those who refuse to give up exploring new territories. As Vice Rector for Research and as Chair of the CIVIS Research Council, I see this forum not simply as an event, but as a milestone in our collective journey to these new territories. For the first time, we are gathering at this scale to bring together African and European partners within the CIVIS framework. This reflects a clear ambition to encourage an open, equitable and globally engaged research. Et Monsieur le Président, vous l'avez très justement souligné tout à l'heure. This forum provides an opportunity for researchers for all the universities in the Alliance to present their project, make contacts, and, who knows, forge new research collaborations. This is an ideal opportunity for discoveries, academic exchange, and bringing the universities in our alliance closer together. It also provides an opportunity to showcase the vitality of a research activity we support in CIVIS. CIVIS has succeeded in creating an environment for foster the development of practical and socially relevant research initiatives. The CIVIS ethos in our alliance is reflected in the research project and the initiative presented by you, the researchers, in this forum. This civic ethos is particularly close to my heart. It is our duty to bring it to life through our research. And it is no coincidence that citizen-led research occupies a special place within CIVIS. It is the conviction that research co-created with our societies, pluralistic societies, will enable us to find solutions to the problems we face today. This is this approach that we see reflected extensively in the contribution to be presented at this Congress. When we look at the research activities carried out since 2024, so it's really recent in a way, the year the first Europe-Africa Research Seed Funding Call was launched, we can be proud of what we have achieved already. Dozens of projects have been launched covering a wide range of topics from health to urban studies, a bit like Imbaduta, from gender studies, not exactly like him, to climate studies. This diversity is definitely a great asset to our alliance. And I am also particularly pleased by the priority given to the next generation of academic within CIVIS research projects. Several doctoral schools have been established or have integrated new partners thanks to CIVIS support and the drive of the project leaders, and supporting early career researcher is definitely a priority. CIVIS aims to provide them with access to international networks, to the freedom to explore interdisciplinarity ideas. And we are committed to continuing to pursue this path in the future. Finally, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank you. Shukran. You researchers. Because it is thanks to you that we are able to celebrate research within CIVIS today. You led research projects within the Alliance, and day after day, you build trust between our institutions. It is clear that it is thanks to you that, and your commitment, that our cooperation is brought to life on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, may your travel not leave you speechless, but transform you into passionate storytellers, for knowledge is sharing. The CIVIS Alliance represents more than a network of universities. It embodies a shared commitment to address global challenges through collaboration, inclusivity, academic excellence, and friendship. And this forum is not an endpoint, but a starting point for deeper collaboration, for more equitable research, for a truly interconnected African-European community. Let us make the most of this opportunity. Let us listen to one another. Let us learn from another. Let us build together the partnership that will endure, well, for at least the next 7 centuries. I wish you all an inspiring and productive forum. Thank you.
Well, shukran, Professor. And we now move to Professor Al-Khidal, Vice President, Research and Cooperation.
Thank you, Latifa. First, I want to thank all of you for those inspiring speeches, especially this, you remember us, a very exciting lesson about Ibn Battuta. I know someone who will be very proud. This is the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities. So, also I'm very happy to meet some friends and colleagues from CIVIS community who I met before in many others CIVIS activities. Dear participants, also I would like to start by thanking each and every one of you for joining us at the first African European CIVIS Forum for Research and Education, which Hassan II University is proud to host and has been passionately co-organizing alongside colleagues from our European partners, universities. I want to thank Grazia for all the efforts they put, also Christian and all the team from the European side. And I would like also to sincerely thank the local organizing committee, Fadma and Nabila and all the team who have worked tirelessly to ensure the smooth running of a comfortable and welcoming experience for our guests. This includes the thoughtful selection of accommodation as close as possible to the venue, sparing the burden of long commutes in a city as lively and dynamic as Casablanca. Allow me now to quickly walk you through the program and a few practical points. The program features 3 types of sessions, as Stephen said: tandem talks and panel discussions. The second point, please I ask presenters and session chairs to kindly respect the time allocated. We are a little bit late, but I ask them to respect the time so that participants may move between rooms and attend other sessions. Our assistants outside are at your disposition to address any queries you may have. They are easily identifiable by their red ribbons. I would also like to kindly remind our officially registered participants to attendance at Thursday's gala dinner is reserved for badge holders. We will ask you the badge in the entrance. For any questions regarding the directions and logistics, our team at the information desk will be happy to assist. Thank you so much. So this is the end of the welcoming ceremony, and we will move to a plenary session with Professor Abdelmajid Bouziane.
In University 2.0, we used to have textbooks, curricula, closed curricula. We had a person who is a teacher, a professor, a scholar, who knew everything, and all the disciplines or all the disciples were just passive receivers. We moved to the other side of University 4.0, where the knowledge is open. It's not anymore in textbooks, it's not anymore in the rooms, in the classrooms or auditoria. No, it's open, and the learning mode changed. It's not anymore that learning mode that we used to have input in the classroom, and then you apply and you come for the exam and you have your grades and scores, and that's it. No. Today, things have changed. Even the role of the teacher has changed. Now, let me take you through the journey, because our colleague was talking about traveling. Let me take you through the journey of the traditional students. You get into the primary school, secondary school, tertiary level, you graduate, you go and you have a job. You become a professional. You have a job. You wait for promotion. You get promoted. You get nearly to the top management, and then you retire, and then you go and do something else, look after grandchildren, and then you wait for your last day. So that's how it worked in the past. This model was good, but in the past, because it served the industry 2.0 with labor force, with the management staff, etc. But today, it's not anymore the case. Things have changed. In University 4.0, things have changed. You graduate, you go, you get a job, but just for some years. You go back to the university, that's what we call lifelong learning. And then you go and you get into gig economy. Gig economy is working as a freelancer, working as a project manager. Things have changed. Even the job market has changed. Together with this change, we should change the model of the university. That's for sure. Otherwise, our input will become obsolete, and when our graduates get into the job market, they will not find a job market. Some of you will say, oh, that's capitalist is there, and then he is talking from purely capitalism, but that's life. Even jobs have changed. There are some jobs that are disappearing, some jobs are emerging, that's for sure. And according to one of the World Economic Forum reports, they say that, look at how technology is replacing people. So now we have something like half of the jobs are done by human beings, by us. But in 2030, it will be only a third. That difference between half and a third will be automated. It's pure technology. So, those people who will graduate in 2030 are already in the university now. If we don't prepare them for those jobs, we don't know what kind of jobs are there in the future. Nobody knows. I have read all the reports. I have gone through studies, through articles, just to know what kind of jobs are there in the future. We don't know much. But what we know is at least the skills that are needed for the future. We don't know the jobs, but we know the skills. If you have a look at those skills, they come from the World Economic Forum reports in 2024. If you have a look at those skills, unlike what most people think, they think that if we want to change the university, if you want to shift to University 4.0, technology it's purely technological. It is not. If you have a look at those, there are only 2 skills that are technology related. All the other skills are human-centric. When you say critical thinking, creative thinking, it's not related to technology, it's related to human beings. So we should invest in humans more than in human beings, more than in technologies. Now, just a bit of what I mean by University 4.0. According to, I've done some literature review on that, and I've come across many definitions. And these are three of those definitions. One is related to sustainable development model. The other one is related to technology. The other one is related to ecology. But I worked out this definition. This is the definition that I advocate for that. University 4.0 is an open, market-sensitive hub powered by advanced digital technologies that delivers, that is the University 4.0 that delivers, it's not technologies. Personalized education to adapt to changing business models while simultaneously driving sustainable development and broader societal progress. Everybody finds themselves here. So if you are in culture studies, you are there. If you are in technology, you are there. So all the disciplines, that's transdisciplinarity as all the panel, especially our dear president, underlined. Now, if you want to talk about digital transformation, that's what is referred to as DX. Digital transformation, if we take the old model and we put it in technology, that is not digital transformation. If we have a classroom like, with somebody lecturing, just like what I am doing now, and put it in a Zoom or in another application, that is not digital transformation. That is just digitizing. It's just the first stage of digital transformation. Digital transformation is a transformation of, especially of mindset. That's when you develop a kind of digital culture that prevails in institutions among the members of the communities in those institutions, it's then when we reach the digital transformation. Now, let's put it in to Morocco. Is Morocco ready for this? If you have a look, we have all our policies on your left. It's my right, but okay. We have all the policies, and our dear colleagues in the admin staff, so that's deans, president, vice president, so you know these, you know those policies. All these policies encourage universities, institutions to adhere to the idea of University 4.0. We don't have anything in the laws or in the policies that will say, no, don't do it. All the policies encourage us to do it. And you can see all of them there. Some of them are related to the Ministry of Higher Education. Others are related to the general policy of the country. Others are related to the laws. And some laws are still debatable, but even if they are debatable, they still encourage the University 4.0. Now, however, we have some challenges related to the implementation of this university, of this type of university. We have some financial challenges because we have a small budget for research, and it is provided by the government, mostly. I mean, the highest percentage is provided by. We have a human capital challenge. We have a lot of engineers, a lot of people who graduate from schools of Morocco, from universities of Morocco, who leave the country for better opportunities. We have some structural governance, technological and socio-economic constraints. All these constraints are not a kind of mission impossible, no, but we can overcome them very easily. Let me reduce it to Hassan II University. Is Hassan II University ready for this shift? And I will say it is ready because it's globally connected, and our dear president cited a lot of examples of how global our university is, how it's operating globally, and we have lab research, and we have, I mean, over these 2 years, we have a kind of reform of lab research, reducing the number and increasing in each lab, increasing the number of members. And we have a kind of a relationship between industries and the university. And we also have a strategic digitalization. I mean, we are already in digital transformation because we have platforms, we have everything that it takes to get into the into University 4.0. I cannot sit here without talking about humanities because I come from humanities. Also, I didn't graduate from a school of humanities. I graduated from the education sciences faculty. But humanities seem to lag behind. We're not up to the front. It does not, humanities do not have priorities in our system. It is less favored than technology and sciences, STEM as we call them, because we consider humanities as unprofitable, so we do not generate money as much as technology does. And it's not product oriented, but our big work here in humanities is to try to remove the reluctance by actors, because our professors are still reluctant to technologies, they are reluctant to University 4.0 for the main reason that they say that it's too simplistic. We should see the world from a wide angle, not from that angle of technology. Still we can see the world from a wide angle using technology. So it's here where we have the secret. Good. The main target is this, is just when technology amplifies our humanity, it doesn't replace it. So we are the ones who sit in the driver's, who are in the driver's seat, but technology is just used as a tool to our benefits. Some recommendations, it just a few, I mean, you know, in our spheres, in education, we like recommendations, and we like this, giving our views. So we have more, I call for more industry integration, and I call for digital human and social sciences. So we should put a bit of focus on that. More, I mean, the other institutions are already there, or almost there, but the institutions of humanities and social sciences lag behind. So also, because we are talking about research here, so we should orient our research to project-based learning, which is solving challenges, societal challenges. Because our research in our universities tends not to serve our community direct problems, but it's, I mean, at least we do not channel it that way, but we should. As a conclusion, and I'm going to stop here, and the organizers will like me because I'm saving them time. All right? Yes, okay, so that's good. So we should go beyond the digitalization. True University 4.0 transformation requires fundamentally rewiring underlying pedagogy. It's about pedagogy. Strategic alignments. So Morocco has established a robust legal and policy framework through the Frame Law 51.17 issued in 2019, and the new development model to mandate modernized industry-linked research. The University Hassan II of Casablanca has already started taking care of human and social sciences through the creation of La Maison des Sciences Humaines, which is a good step. And we should address not just technology, but human-centric goals. And we should get ready for the future, which means we should train profiles who will adapt to the new jobs coming that we don't know yet. Because the future is uncertain, there is uncertainty over there, but if, as I told you, if we know the skills that lead to that future, in the old accredited filières or streams, we used to have soft skills as separate subjects. I have always been against. Soft skills should be implemented in every module. It's not in a separate module, in every module, because this is the essence of what we are doing. It's not the information we are delivering that matters, it's how the students will process the information, what they are going to do with that information to become adaptable, flexible, resilient to the future that is uncertain. Oops. I don't think I gave the correct, I don't have the QR code. I don't know what happened. But please, I will send this presentation to one of the organizers, and you can get it from them. I don't know what happened because I added the QR code. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. And I now welcome you to the coffee break. And if you have any questions, of course. We are running a little bit behind on time. If you have any questions during the coffee break with your tea, and then you go and positively harass Professor with questions.